Hello everybody, I'm here reviewing another series from this season of Fall 2017. Today we're going to do Juuni Taisen. And here with Duncan again, so let's get started with this. Spoilers, again, do not want, if you have not seen, there are spoilers. Now this one's probably going to be really fast.
Although this series kind of spoils itself too.
Yeah, this series is pretty fast. We're going to review it really fast.
It's a pretty decent series.
It's a pretty decent series, and what got me really interested is when I learned it's from the same writer from the Monogatari series. It's like, that guy knows how to write stuff.
That is the first thing that kind of strikes you about the series.
Yeah.
I mean, this is definitely probably one of the better shows of the fall season.
Yeah.
There's a lot of real powerhouses this season.
Yeah, the thing is, like, it's actually a good survival. There's been a lot of bad survival animes also in this season.
Including in this season.
Yeah, like King's Game was really bad. Gosh. That was really, really bad.
That was, I couldn't even give it the 3-episode rule.
I gave it the 3-episode rule and I was like, I'm done.
I couldn't. The characters were dumbasses. I couldn't stand it. But this is a
good series.
So if you like survival series, or if you remotely like action, which that's my drive, go give the series a shot. You might like it.
Yeah, and like what's really interesting is we have no main characters. There's zero plot almost.
Yeah, so
anything.
The complete overview of this series is very brief. You got these 12 characters based off of the Chinese
zodiac. You're gonna get a lot of hate.
And so they're all based off the Chinese zodiacs. You know, the bull, the boar. No, I'm sorry, the ox, the boar, the rat, the rabbit, all the whole shebang.
Yeah.
And they're all just thrown into this city in the middle of the night to compete in this death tournament. And their goal is to have the last man standing,
or get all the other gems.
Which they gotta get all the. They all.
So the thing with the gems is, if you don't remember, they had to swallow it in their stomachs.
The gem is a poison. They don't. And by the end of the night, it's going to kill them. So they gotta take all the gems together, and that's how they win. And once you win, you get a wish granted to you. So yeah, very, very kind of a sort of a simplified version of the Fate Stay Night plot.
Yeah. Also, by this recording, we're on episode 5?
We are on episode.
Duncan's checking it right now.
Because we're both caught up with the series.
Yeah,
it's currently at episode 6, so it's halfway through these.
Yeah, so we're halfway through the series.
We already have a good idea of what the series is like.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, so if you like Fate, I'd give this series a go.
Yeah.
It's got decent action. I kind of prefer the action in Fate more, because in this series, the fight scenes aren't
as extravagant
or fleshed out as in Fate, because a lot of the action that you do see ends up being characters dying in like one blow, which can get frustrating from time to time. The first couple characters that die in the series, they die.
I think that's what
just one hit.
That really interested me was like that first episode. I think everyone was kind of like shocked because like we thought Boar was the main character, but then instantly like the rapper was like, no motherfucker.
Yeah, that gives you the idea of what to expect from the series. You expect the Boar to kind of be the character you're following, and then the series, the rabbit just kind of shuts all those expectations down. The one thing that really does kind of draw me to it is there is no main character.
Yeah.
Each episode follows a character
and gives them development.
You get your development with that character. You learn about them, and then
sooner or later they die.
Sooner or later, because everybody's got a time.
Yeah, everyone
time clock in this series.
Everyone who's died so far has gotten character development. But I'm pretty sure every character is gonna get character development. So it's like
to some extent.
Yes.
And that's also this is what I was talking about when I meant that this series kind of spoils itself so far. So if you aren't familiar with the Chinese zodiacs and you want to enjoy the series, you're probably better off not learning more about the Chinese zodiac, because I didn't know anything about this, but apparently each episode has focused on a character in the order of the Chinese zodiac, where the first episode follows the boar, and then the next episode focuses on the dog, then the rooster, then the monkey. It's going in the order of the Chinese zodiac, and not only has it been focusing on each character in that order, they all die in that order too. We had mentioned that this would be spoilers, but yeah, in most of the episodes where it focuses on the character, they either die by the end of it, or they just die in a later episode, but they still die in that same order. Even by the end of episode 6, where we have the last 2 episodes, episode 4 and episode 5, the character they focused on didn't die.
Yeah.
But
it shocked us.
But by episode 6, they're focusing on the horse, and the last 2 episodes focused on monkey and
the ram.
And sheep.
Sheep.
They all died in that order in that one episode. We had 3 characters die: first monkey, then sheep, and now horse is dead.
Yeah.
So even though the character doesn't necessarily die in the episode, they're gonna die because it's still following the order of the Chinese zodiac. Now, granted, could change throughout the series, but we're halfway through the series by this point, and it's still following that pattern.
I think he knows what he's doing. The writer.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a decent enough action series, and if you don't know, obviously, if you don't know the order of the Chinese zodiac, you're not going to spoil this for yourself. And I would recommend you don't. If you're not familiar with the order of the Chinese zodiac, don't do that. I kind of spoiled myself looking that up. It's kind of like if you go to the wiki of an anime and then you look up what happens next in the plot. Obviously, you're going to spoil yourself.
Yeah.
That's essentially the same situation with this show.
Yeah. But I mean, there's not much left to say. What are your predictions of who's gonna win?
By almost 100%, Rat.
Rat, yeah.
Because Rat is at the end of the Chinese zodiac order, and that's what I was talking about.
Because there was in the recent episode, he got into horses. We
don't know his power. We don't know his superpower yet. And that's the thing. Every character in this show has some sort of supernatural ability. And that seems. And Rat probably has something that's really powerful that has to deal with your mind, because every single character that's talked about Rat so far has said, oh, he's nothing spectacular, but he seems familiar. I bet it's got something to do with him entering your mind or your dreams or something, because he's always really tired.
Who knows?
I wonder if he could just fall asleep and then enter somebody's mind. It's got something to do with that. He's too mysterious to not be playing a major role behind the scenes of the series. And again, the Japanese Zodiac, he's at the Chinese Zodiac, he's at the end of the line. I almost guarantee he's going to be the winner, or if he's not the winner, he's at least going to make it to the finals.
Yeah. And then there's also the thing in the 5th episode and the 6th episode, there's this Hunger Game-esque type of feel. Where it's all these people betting on who they think is going to win. Yeah,
that's another aspect about this series. We're steadily learning a little more about how the Juuni Taisen is actually run. But again, that's not really the main focus of this series.
But we did learn, it's not, it can be set anywhere. Because when we learned about the sheep, it was in space.
It was in space, yeah, exactly. They don't go out too much out there. It's very different from Fate in the sense that they don't go too much out of their way to give you all the exposition about what this tournament is about and why it happens, because that's a big plot focus of the Fate series, about the Holy Grail and why they're fighting for the Holy Grail and why everybody does this. But this series, that's not really as important. It doesn't, or at least it doesn't treat it as important. All the details about the Juuni Taisen are sort of just laid out in the background, and all the details that you want from it, you're kind of just left as an audience member to guess it. Okay, it can take place anywhere. We've seen that from what they've shown. And it's clearly something that's very important to the leaders of the world.
Yeah.
But again, they don't expand on it too much because that's not as what's important. It's really more about, okay, let's just find 12 cool-looking characters, get them to fight each other. So if you're looking for some really, I don't want to say mindless, but more simplified action.
Yeah.
This is right up your alley, and it is kind of my alley.
Who would be your favorite character? It doesn't matter, if they're dead or not.
Well, what's your favorite character first?
I don't know. I just like Rabbit because he's so interesting.
Rabbit's got a really cool character design.
But I think the sheep,
I like the sheep a lot too.
Sheep's really cool. Because he was smart, because like he knew that the gem was poison.
That was really,
and he figured out a way to look like he swallowed.
I liked that about his character, but actually going off of that, what would be your least favorite character?
I think the horse.
The horse? Yeah, I can see that. Because all the characters so far have had like one entire episode. The horse got like half an episode.
And he was just bitchy
and he's
the whole time.
Also, he's just like a super soldier.
Yeah.
Which reminded me too much of like, okay, so this guy is basically like a discount Captain America.
Yeah.
And we don't even know if he's American. We don't know a lot about Horse. And he just kind of cowering in the corner.
He just died from
Horse is supposed to be super strong, and then he just kind of...
I mean, he was super strong, but...
but he's all about, okay, I got all this strength.
I mean, his thing was killing silently.
I'm gonna hide in this underground chamber, and he dies from suffocation.
And then Tiger's really cool. She's really fun, cool.
If I had to pick my least favorite character out of this, honestly, I would pick the boar. I liked Boar because she like mentally fucked with her sister. It was like that was interesting. I don't know. Maybe it's just because she was the first one to die.
Yeah, maybe that.
But something about her just kind of pissed me off. She seemed kind of annoying because she's one of those stuck-up characters who's like, I'm going to win this, and I'm more amazing than everybody. And arrogance, in any sense,
then she died in the very first minute.
Pisses me off. Which is why I was almost kind of glad that she was the first one to die. If that sounds kind of messed up, but she seemed like a fitting character to get out of the way at first, because her arrogance would have gotten old after a while, I feel like, and that was a smart decision to take her out first, even though she was cool, and she had a cool ability and everything. Someone's gotta die, and I feel like if anybody was gonna die early on, it had to be her.
I'm really surprised that the rabbit is lasting as long as he is, because I feel like I thought they would team up on him a lot more than we've seen so far.
But it's hard to team up against him because he's probably the most OP out of all of them so far.
Yeah. I think the only way that could take him on now is the Ox.
The reason I'm so rooting for Rat, not just because of the Zodiac thing, is just because of how much he's underestimated.
Yeah.
He's clearly very important, but at the same time, everybody's like, oh, he's the least likely to win this. I'm like, well, now you know he's going to end up in the finals because there's got to be something to throw a curveball at people. Yeah. And if everybody's constantly underestimating Rat, he's going to have to defy people's expectations.
There's also
we saw that with the sheep, too.
Yeah.
Even though the sheep, we all kind of had an idea that he wasn't going to make it that far, but he still kind of subverted our expectations with how much experience he had and just how much he managed to last. I was a little disappointed with how he died.
It was really quick.
Yeah, it's like they shoved in 3 deaths in one episode, and it's just like, okay, yeah, I've thought about this really quick. I've thought about this through really well, but Tiger, she doesn't matter at all. And then, boop, nope, now he's dead. It was
because he was fooled by her facade.
Yeah.
Thinking that she was actually, like, goofing around, but nope.
I was kind of hoping that he would take Tiger out with him.
Nah. She's young, he's old.
No, it's more like I just want him to stop following the order of the Chinese zodiacs.
I understand what you mean.
Because if he took out Tiger with them, and we got a nice battle going on, because he's got explosives. If he knew he was gonna die, he could have at least took her out with him.
Yeah.
And then that would have subverted my expectations that everybody dies just because of the order of the Chinese zodiac. Because Tiger is like a quarter, like around the last quarter, so we can expect her to be in like the semifinals of this Juuni Taisen. So I don't know. It's like it's a decent enough series, and if you like action,
I mean, like there's not much to talk about this series except like theories.
It really just kind of gets outshined by a lot of the other.
Yeah, for sure. But like I mean, if you have like nothing else to watch and you're bored, like watch the series. It's like pretty entertaining. I mean, that's like
good enough production value. It's got actually pretty good production value.
Yeah, it has like really good animation art. So like if you want something else to watch this season, like give it a shot. It's pretty decent.
Or if you're just looking for more action to expand your action series repertoire, I'd recommend looking at this series.
So I think that's all we have to say here. And I think that's the end of the video. I mean, if you want more videos like this, give it a like. I mean, subscribe.
Who do you think's gonna win this?
Yeah.
Or do you think we're all wrong and this is the greatest series going on? In which case, I think you're wrong because that title lies to either Inuyashiki or Ancient Magus Bride.
Yeah, but I mean that's your opinion. But yeah, I think that's it, everyone. Goodbye and subscribe and all that
guys
other
later.
stuff.